Good day, gamers. Fortain here, and welcome to episode 25 of Minecraft, the Betweenlands. Hello, everyone. I am doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. Today on Escape the Betweenlands, it is time for us to go ahead and brew up another elixir, another potion that is new to us here. And then do some upgrades to our equipment. Now that we've gotten quite a lot of Valenite in the White Fortress that we just completed last episode. I'll be able to make Valenite tools. I'll be able to make Valenite shield, which is the best shield, I believe. Pretty sure it's the best shield in the game, or at the very least in this mod pack. I'll be able to add gemstones to all of my armor as well as my shield to have better buffs. And then we're going to go out and test out some of this stuff. So first we're going to do some potion brewing. So if we take a look, this took a little while of off-camera work. We've got some Ordonis and some Yeowin. Honestly, a pretty simple potion when you get right down to it. Just two ingredients, Ordonis and Yeowin. But I do need a lot of Ordonis because that's going to be the duration of it. If we take a look here, say we've got Ordonis. That's going to be, like I said, the duration. Here's all the different potions or elixirs that it's used in. And then Yeowin. There it is. All these that are used for. Influences physical health and recovery. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making some health regen potions. So Ordonis is going to be the duration. The Yeowin is going to be the potency. So with 3 4.0 Yeowins, that's going to give me a potency 2. And then with 3 5.0 Ordonis, that should give me, let's see, 6, 12. That should give me a pretty high duration 2 set of potions. Adding all of this up should be equal to about 27, which divided by 4.5, because it's 4.5 per elixir, that should give me 18 total. 4.5, it's going to be 6 per brewing. There's 3 buckets in a brewing, so 18 potions total. Let's make sure we do this correctly, because like I said, it took a lot of... Ordonis is the more difficult of these to get, just because the ingredients that have Ordonis in it, it's in a lot lower amounts compared to things like Yeowin and Azuin and so on. But yeah, assuming I did all my math right, this should get me 18 potions total, 18 elixirs total. They should be at exactly potency 2, and then it should be like a high duration 2. If I tried to go for a higher potency, I would lose out a lot on duration. And if I tried to go for a higher duration, I could not get to potency 2. Just the way the math works is... Oh, creak, excuse me. My chair is all creaky. Just the way the math works out with having... with only being able to put 6 of an item in the infuser at a time, means that either I can go for exact potency 2 and then high duration, probably a high duration potency 2. I can go for potency 3 but very low duration, so it's, you know, it's not going to last like a full boss fight. Or if I go with a higher duration, like trying to get all the way up to duration 3, the potency is just going to be stuck at 1 no matter what I do. Have a little sip of water while I'm waiting for this to brew up. But yeah, so this is going to be kind of the best version of this potion I can get to make it where, you know, even during a, you know, more difficult boss fight as I'm taking damage, this thing should hopefully help me keep ahead of the damage that I'm taking, but also last long enough so I don't slurp it down real quick and then 30 seconds later I've healed a ton of health that I haven't even taken in damage, but now I need to take another one. So I have to pause during the boss fight to, you know, quickly pop another potion into my inventory, chug it, continue on. For things like, you know, the strength potions, the regen potions, the saturation potions, you want them to be strong enough to do a fair amount while they're working, but then last as long as you can, just so that way when there's a pause in the damage that you're taking, they'll have time to work and get you ahead of the damage. But then last long enough that you don't need to use more than like a couple during the entire boss fight. So again, this should hopefully get us quite a lot. Most likely, unless I do just a very poor job. There we go. All right, potion is completed. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And I got all the bottles back. 1, 2. We can take a look at our infusion time here. And bloop. That's going to be brewing for a while, and that's perfectly fine. We'll just let that go while we work on some other things. But yeah, once again, this should hopefully give us, you know, a ton of elixirs that are going to last for a long while, both in their duration and the amount that I'm making at one time, so I shouldn't have to brew anymore again for a good long while. And then they'll just be useful during some boss fights, which we do still have a good few boss fights left to do. For now, though, let's go ahead and work on making some new equipment. Like I said, we got a bunch of Valenite from the White Fortress, especially the little hidden area underneath that had blocks of Valenite, which is awesome. I'm not going to be, you know, using up all of the blocks of Valenite right now, because I definitely need some to make my enchanting table later on. But let's go ahead and get a few things. So we're going to need some wood here. And I do want to immediately coat this new stuff with scabbous so it doesn't decay. So first off, we're going to go ahead and make a pickaxe, like so. Valenite pickaxe, and then immediately going to throw like 3 scabbous on there so we can retire our old octane pick. We're going to do the same thing with a Valenite shovel, and then throw some scabbous on there. Go say goodbye to our old bone shovels. And then we are going to make a Valenite axe and throw some scabbous on there. There we go. Cool. So we've got some very good tools here. Again, Valenite axe, Valenite shovel, Valenite pickaxe. We've still got our Valenite sword going just fine. So we can go ahead and I do need to clean up a bunch of this stuff, but that's fine. We will clean it up as we go, and a lot of the cleanup is just off-camera stuff. So we have got full set of Valenite tools. There aren't any new bows that I can make. The next bow is going to be the Predator bow, and I can't craft that. I can heal it up in the animator, but you basically find that inside a chest. So once I find the Predator bow, I will definitely be using it, and I will coat it in scabbous. But for right now, I'm just using the weedwood bows, which do, you know, rot after a while, but who cares? It's not a big deal. The next thing that I want to make is I'm going to make a Valenite shield. Oops. So we have all the different types of shields we can make. It mostly starts with the weedwood shield, then goes to living weedwood. We have the bone shield, which we've gotten from one of the little crawler guys. You can make Dendrothrist shields that will block splash potion effects. Nothing that I've seen really tosses splash potions at me, so I really don't have to worry about that. We can make the lurker skin shield, which is okay. It's better than the weedwood shield. The problem is if you're anywhere near water and you go to, you know, hold right click to block with it, you run the chance of accidentally putting the shield down in the water because you can use the shield as a raft and then hopping into the shield by accident. I've done that a few times. It's like, no, no, no. I'm not trying to use my shield as a raft. I'm trying to just block a hit. But if you're like too close to water, it'll accidentally do that. Oh, my potions are done. Awesome. I thought that was going to take longer. We'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, so I do want to make, and then also you have the Ceramite shield, an Octine shield, but I do want to go ahead and make the Valenite. So that's going to take some Valenite shards and a piece of pitstone, which I've got tons of pitstone. So go ahead and do that shape like that. And we now have the Valenite shield. Very nice. The neat thing about the Valenite shield is you can actually charge with it. So like I'm blocking. Do this and then... Rah! Now there's a cooldown to it, but you can basically use it to like charge down a bunch of enemies, which is cool. Alright, so that is all made. The shield itself doesn't decay, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll put away the rest of the scabbers for right now. Let's go ahead and get our bottles of potions. Oh yeah, I can go ahead and retire my old Weedward shield. That is correct. Boop. There we go. Oh! It is potency 3. Oh, that's right. It's potency 3. So yeah, it's 4, 8, 12. So it's potency 3. It's exactly on there because yeah. Yep, potency 3, duration 3. Perfect. Yep, there's 6 right there. There's another 6 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Nice. So potency 3, duration 3. So yeah, basically 0 to 1. Yeah, the potency is a little hard to describe, but basically, any amount gets you potency 1, getting up to 6 gets you potency 2, getting up to 12 gets you potency 3. Exactly. So yeah. Yep. All right. So I'm not going to be bringing all of these with me, obviously. Now, like I said, I could have gone for a potency 2 if I wanted a much longer duration, but 3.5 minutes is a long time for a... 3.5 minutes is going to be a long time to just have my health regenerating, especially once I make the saturation potion to regenerate my food bar. Then I will have straight regeneration as well as the hunger regeneration. So I do believe that is going to do us quite well. Do I have any potions in my inventory at the moment? I do not. Let's go ahead and put some of these in the ores and organics for right now. So we got the elixir of healing. We've got the brew of cat's eye for night vision. And then we've got some... let's just bring 2 elixirs of ripening. I don't really need this very much unless I'm going to be sitting in a bunch of stinky water because I have so many sap jellos and balls of sap. But it's good to have them along just in case. So there's my regen. Here's my night vision. And then here's a little bit of ripening just in case I need it. Okay, awesome. So we've got Valenite shield, tools. Now let's go ahead and buff these with the gems. So I went ahead and, as we saw, now that we have the amulet socket, we can now wear 3 amulets at a time. So I have 1 green, 1 red, and 1 blue, aka aqua, crimson, and green. Just need 1 of those. So I have 1 of each of the pendants red, green, blue. I have green on my sword. So I have 2 instances of the green gem on me right now. Let's go ahead and add a green gem to my shield. This way I now have 3 instances of the green gem. Shield, sword, and then amulet. We're going to do the same thing with the helmet. The helmet is going to have an aqua gem. My chest piece is going to have an aqua gem. And then my leggings are going to have a crimson. And my boots are going to have crimson. There we go. So now I have 3 instances of each gem type, red, blue, green, on my equipment. So anytime I either attack or am attacked, I should get the benefits of all of that to a much stronger degree. Again, if we take a look at what those different things do, let's see. The aqua middle gem has a chance to weaken the enemy when attacking. So when I hit it, it puts a weakness on them. When I get hit, I gain defense. So I think I gain resistance. Ooh, excuse me. The crimson one, I gain a strength buff when I'm attacking a creature. When I'm hit, I hurt the enemy, and it also bounces them backwards. It gives like extra knockback. And then the green, it heals me when I attack the enemy, and it gives me absorption hearts when I am hit. So again, this should give me a pretty good amount of buffs here. So yeah, as you saw, it was a little difficult to actually see like what the effect was when I hit that guy, but it showed all 3 of the little gemstone effects lighting up. Yeah, see, he's got a little bit of weakness on him. I have strength on, or I had strength on me. Which makes it so it kind of evens things out a bit, which will be nice. It's not perfect, and again, I'm definitely looking to I'm looking to enchant my armor once I do the thingy to get access to enchanting. But for now, this will be an additional buff. There we go. Assuming there's a little crab under the water. Okay. We have a ton of regen potions. I'm just kind of running around testing out the abilities of my new buffs on my armor here. Just to see what they look like. There we go. Oh, so yeah, I've got strength too because of that. So that is going to be very helpful. Hi, fish. This should, in theory, be like the last suit of armor that I need to make. There is technically one suit of armor that is stronger. That's the ancient armor, but you only find that in the sludgeon. You have to find like a little secret hidden area in the sludgeon to be able to get that. And we'll probably at least visit the sludgeon in today's episode. I'm not looking to like fully try and beat it because it is a very long dungeon. But I do want to at least head over there and test out my armor against some of the things that are around there. There's also, again, a bunch of organics that we need to collect once we are actually inside the sludgeon itself. Go ahead and eat little balls of sap here. I am curious. Oh. Oh, leech. Come on. Why am I not able to hit the leech? There we go. Okay, that was weird. It was... I wasn't taking any damage, really, but I also wasn't able to hit the leech. Odd. Maybe just the positioning was kind of odd. That's fine. Okay. We do have a lurker here. Nice. Very nice. All right, so we can pretty well attack the lurkers. Hi, crab. Good to know. Because I am going to need a lot of lurker hide to make a ton of the books. Hi. Very awesome. Very, very awesome. I'm gonna need a lot of lurker skins to make all of the herb lore books that I'm gonna be making to get access to enchanting. So again, I'm not using a mod that I to like create a custom recipe. I definitely could if I wanted to. And again, if I release this mod pack as a mod pack, I might do so. I'm just basically going to go and essentially put a bunch of the materials into the little sacrifice guys, do a little dance, and then give myself the enchanting table and enchanting books and stuff. But it is effectively going to be using Betweenlands materials to get access to that. Because obviously, I can't go mine diamonds. I can't go mine, you know, iron or regular wood or anything like that. I have to use materials from the Betweenlands. Go. A couple balls of sap real quick. But yeah, armor is holding up just fine. Durability is pretty high, and again, we have armor toughness, so it's going to take less damage as is. And all of my equipment is good. Hey, it's daytime. Yeah, I'm pretty much not taking any damage from these guys. I don't know if they're just not able to get close enough to me to deal damage to me. Because the amount of knockback... So the lurkers themselves don't take knockback normally. But there is extra knockback from... There we go. There is extra knockback from my gems. So it's possible that the extra knockback from the gems is ever so slightly enough to counteract their they don't take knockback. To make it to where... Hi. I know you tried to nibble on my toes. To where they're actually knocked backwards to the point that they're not able to get close enough for me to attack. Can't guarantee it, but it's possible. But yeah, so the armor is working just fine. Hi, crab. Yeah, like I said, 3 instances of red, 3 instances of blue, 3 instances of green. Means that I should be pretty well protected until I actually have enchanting. And then once I have enchanting, I don't want to say I'm effectively invincible. This is hardcore mode. I'm definitely going to be taking damage. But it's going to be a lot harder for me to die, which will be nice. Okay. Let us head back to center base here. Still obviously got to do some work, but that's okay. The decoration of center base is always a work in progress. I do like the fact that the shield is pretty low down compared to the view. It does make it a lot easier to see. Chiramaw heading towards us. There is a shallow breath up here. Hi. Just catch its attention. Nice. Okay. Cool beans. So, let's go ahead and put away. Durability is just fine. Let's put away our Valenite. We didn't need to bring with us before. Still got 3 blocks of Valenite. I'm probably going to need more Valenite than that to do the recipe the way I'm thinking of doing it. I basically want to have to use a large amount of materials to be able to make the enchanting table and stuff, and I think I'm gonna need a bit more Valenite, but you know, it's gonna be pretty easy to get considering I'll have, you know, I'll be able to mine it up a bit easier now that I have the Valenite pick and everything, and the Swift pick, and most especially the night vision potions. How much damage do you do? Let's just see. Okay. He actually does a fair amount. And if you notice, he actually got bounced backwards a bit when he hit me. That comes from the one of the defensive abilities from the gems. Now, he did have a blue gem on. Because he had a blue gem on, he gained a buff against some of my attack, but also then gained a debuff against some of my attack due to the rock, paper, scissors kind of nature of the way the middle gems work. Depending on which middle gem you have, it is a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing of, you know, blue is neutral to blue, but is strong against blah, and then weak against blah. So you'll take more damage due to blah, and then less damage due to blah. I do not remember the full, you know, what exactly is what. I don't remember that off the top of my head, but it is a thing of, you know, this gem means you get a buff against this. This gem means you get a debuff against this, and so on. But yeah, you see how far these guys are going back. I don't have knockback on any of my stuff. Obviously, nothing is enchanted with vanilla Minecraft enchantments. But yet, things are getting knocked back, you know, a fair distance away from me on occasion when I hit them. Which is going to be very, very helpful. Just testing out my gear real quick before we continue on. Now, as I said previously, there are some more bosses that I have to fight. I have to fight a dreadful peat mummy, which is basically the peat mummies that we fought a few times, just much bigger and much hardier. Nice. Okay. Cool. That's a good test of that. We'll fight this last guy and then we'll move along. Don't want to be just doing all this, you know, doing this for a long time when I can just be fighting these guys off camera to farm more white hearts if necessary. Nice. Cool. Alright. So, with that very good testing done, let's put away these drops. And let's go. I am not going to try and go fight a tar beast one-on-one. That is still going to be a very, very bad idea. I do want to head, let's see, probably south here. This right here is the Sludgeon. I'm not quite ready to try taking it on today, but I do at the very least want to go mark it and then show off a little bit of what it looks like. As I said, there's a few more bosses that I need to fight. I need to fight the Chiramaw Matriarch and do a couple things with the Chiramaw nests. I have to fight the Dread Peat Mummy, which means I do need to go fight a bunch of tar beasts. I need to fight the tar beasts to get the tar drips to make a tar beast heart, and then make the dreadful peat mummy summoning item. So there's that, which is why like I said, I do need to actually go and fight tar beasts. There is the spirit tree, which I need to go fight to be able to obviously fight the boss itself, as well as get several of the drops from it. Sap spit being one of the main ones, because that is an ingredient for brewing that I do not have yet and will need to go get. No mod drops. Yeah, armor's working pretty good. Shield's working pretty good. I don't block all that often, to be honest, when playing Minecraft. Just because I'm more likely to, like, especially once I have enchanting, I'm more likely to just keep booping things away with the knockback versus trying to block a hit and then go in for a hit of my own. Not to say that I will, you know, I will never block. I just don't do so very often. But yeah, right over there, that is the sludgeon. It's kind of a two-part dungeon because you need to do the outer portion and then the inner portion. The outer portion is a puzzle you have to solve, and then the inner portion is just a long dungeon delve. Hi. Yep, you're making a whole bunch of stinky goop. Go ahead and collect all the stinky goop, because it's tasty. These sludge balls are amazing for your health. Let's see. There is a Crag Rock Tower off in the distance. I've already defeated this one. We take a look at our waypoints. Yep, Crag Rock Tower right there. Yep, that one's already done. If I find any new ones, I'll probably go and do them just to get the extra drops. I don't really need anything from them, but hey, more Valenite's always good. It's chasing a fish going into the stinky area over here. That lurker. Hi there. Let me put my good boots on. And we'll nab this lurker, hopefully for the lurker hide. Yeah, even when it hit me, it only did 1 heart worth of damage. So that is not bad at all. That is very good. Okay. Put those boots back on so I can run around easier. Alright. Don't worry, fish. I have rescued you from the big crocodile thing. I might try and catch you later, we'll see. But for now, you may swim freely. Okay. Yes, this is the sludgeon. Again, most likely not going to try... This is all compacted mud. Not going to try and take it on at the moment, but I will head over here to show you what it looks like. Hello, White. I see you. Yeah, it is somewhat helpful that these guys keep getting bounced backwards like that. All right. I don't think I sink in the compacted mud. No. Okay. And I got the advancement Light the Braziers. So basically what happens is, as we've seen previously, pretty much everything, you know, structure-wise is all protected. These roots are not, which, you know, is what it is. But basically this area is one giant puzzle. You have to get, using these beam lenses, you have to get a light source going through a whole bunch of lenses into a single spot. There's going to be a bunch of rotten plank slabs. Some of these will fall like that. So obviously I'm going to have to come back with like a bunch of dirt to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back with a bunch of dirt to like build myself up some stairs because of all the things. Yep, just like that. Go away. But once the rotten plank slabs fall, you can then break them, so that's kind of helpful. But yeah, so basically this is a giant four-sided puzzle. You have to make the light beams all go through to a central area. Hi, I hear you. There you are. Kill this guy real quick. Grab the goodies. There we go. But you have to make the beam go to here. This right here, this dungeon door, is the actual entrance to the main portion of the sludgeon itself. So through all the different ways that you can adjust these beam lenses to reflect a laser beam at the top around, you then have to get it back there. And it takes a while. This is one of those puzzles that it's fun. Like, it's not, you know, it's not like super difficult, but because you are having to circle this place so many times, you know, dropping up this side, dropping down this side to get to this next access point. You have the rotten plank slabs that will keep falling down every now and again. Yeah, it takes some time to do the whole puzzle. You also have to light these braziers, as it said in the advancement, light the braziers. You have to do that to get the beam started. Once you light these braziers, it starts up like a little mini boss fight with some little fire spirits that you can then get some drops from. So yeah, like I said, it's not super difficult. It's just going to take some time. And because it's been a long while since I've done this, I do want to spend a bit of time not practicing or anything. I'm not going to, you know, try and attempt this off camera, but I do want to have some time to like research and remember how to do the whole process, because again, it's been a long while since I've done this dungeon. So I just want to make sure that I've got a good idea of what to do and which ways to like move the beams and stuff before I actually do it on camera. So probably, I'm gonna say probably, part 1 of next episode is gonna be me just doing, yeah, things like that, where the rotten plank slabs fall through. It's like, okay, which area was I in? Now that I need to run back up and then around, then up and around. Which is why I want to come back here with a bunch of dirt to fill in those little gaps. That way I don't just keep falling through them. But yeah, probably part 1 of next episode is going to be me just doing the outer portion of this, working through the big puzzle to get the beam to where it needs to go. And then the second, the episode after that is going to be me actually doing like if not the entirety of the inner portion of the sludgeon, then probably a good majority of it. There is a big boss fight at the end that I will want to make sure that I am very well prepared for. The boss is not that difficult, but it does have a lot of mechanics to it. But it does have a lot of mechanics to it that you want to make sure you are prepared for. And the boss can... There we go. The boss can do a good amount of damage to both you... Hi there. To both you and your armor. So you want to make sure before you get down there that your armor is in as full repair as you can. Before you fight it, just so you don't run the chance of your armor accidentally breaking while you are in mid-fight. There's also some very dangerous traps inside the dungeon that can instant kill you, and I want to make sure that I am like prepared for those to A, not die, but B, also show them off to you all. So that is going to take, it's not going to take, like I said, it's not going to take all that long, but I do want to make sure I'm like somewhat prepared for it. There's a bunch of rotten wood here. I would like to collect some of this because that is actually going to be, where are my boots? There they are. Put that there. And hop. I'm gonna need some of the different types of rotting wood and such. Not rotting wood specifically, but some of the different wood types for my idea for the little summoning ritual to make the bookcases. Because again, normally you would have to be using like you'd have to be using just regular vanilla wood. I don't have access to vanilla wood, so I'm going to be using a combination of like all the different wood types that are available here in the Betweenlands. So rotting bark, the Hearthgrove wood, weed wood, things of that nature, as like a little kind of summoning ritual for bring me forward an enchanting table and the bookcases that I need to power the enchanting. Ow. You're gonna make me fall. Yep. That's it. There we go. Ooh, nice. Another White's Heart is always very much appreciated. But I figure since I'm here at the second, I might as well collect some of this this rotting bark. I can also get it by what am I doing? There we go. I can also get it the rotting bark by carving out the giant kind of like toppled over trees that are a bit closer to home. But I'm out here. I might as well collect some of this. Pretty easy to do, you know. Obviously, you have to fight a ton of termites, which is, you know, whatever. The termites are an ever-present threat. Quote-unquote threat. It's just because they can knock you around and are hard to hit. Like that. But yeah, so I'm just going to collect some of this rotten bark. And then we'll continue onwards. But we have the sludgeon to very much look forward to next time. We shall journey around, collect maybe a few more ingredients. If I happen to find a tar beast, I will shoot it down in an attempt to get some tar drips. Because like I said, I do need lots of tar drips to make the tar beast heart, and then to make the dreadful peat mummy summoning thing. There are so many termites down there. That's what all those little red dots are just termites that have spawned from breaking open the rotten bark. Each block you break has a chance to spawn a termite, which, you know, it makes sense. It is rotting bark, and termites usually live inside rotting bark. Okay, fine. You're gonna make me go fight all of them. That's fine. Go into the water. Makes it easier. Go. Where'd you go? There you are. I do have to be a little careful. My rubber boots for being in the mud don't have anywhere near as much durability as my Valinite boots. I do have to be a little careful to make sure they don't break. But it's just easier to be running around, you know, in the mud like this. I think actually, now that I think about it, I do have the hover ring, which I'm pretty sure makes it so I won't get stuck in the mud. I will have to double check because it's been a while since I've used the ring of levitation, or the hover ring, whichever way you want to call it. Let's see. Yeah, I might go grab that in a minute. Practice with that. Because that's something we have gotten and then have not used yet. Yeah, that's all poison ivy, which is fine. It's just going to do like a little bit of poison damage. Hi. Don't you climb my own ladder down. How dare you, Mr. Dingus? Climbing my ladder down to get to me so you don't take fall damage. How dare. Alright, just toss all this. I know these aren't mob drops. I'm just using this for delooting real quick. Okay. Let's actually go check that because I'm curious. Let's go grab the ring of levitation, and we'll give that a try. Because again, it's been a while since I've used it. I don't quite remember exactly what it's do, but I would like to show it off. So we got our ladders back. Put that away. Yeah, let's head back to center base. If I happen to come across any tar beasts, we'll fight them. But if not, then we'll probably just gotta scout for him off camera. It's the unfortunate... That actually might be a worthwhile thing to do. There is actually a way to get tar beasts to spawn. What you have to do is you have to get a white... to interact with a source block of tar. So if I were to come out here and collect a bunch of tar and then place it near the white spawner, I could make it where the whites run through the tar, become tar beasts, and then I just shoot them with arrows until they die. And then when I'm done farming the tar beast stuff, I just pick up the tar, so I don't have to worry about accidentally having tar beasts. Man, my helmet took a lot of damage from all that. Jeez. That way I don't have to worry about tar beasts accidentally spawning near my base. You know, I will only put down the tar when I'm looking to fight them directly. It would honestly probably be easier to do that than it would be to hi. Thank you. It'd be easier to do that than just like constantly running around in the sludge plains waiting for a tar beast to spawn. Because yeah, I have obviously the white spawn. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to clunk my desk there. I've got the white spawner right here. Obviously this will just spawn an infinite supply of whites. If I were to like build a little tar pool right here, have them run towards me, they fall into the tar pool, they become tar beasts, I slay them, and then once I'm done, like I said, once I'm done farming their drops, I just pick up the tar and go back home. So, something I can definitely do. I might do that like in the interim of, you know, next episode will be part 1 of the sludgeon. Episode after that, if I need a break from the sludgeon, might be me farming some tar beast stuff, and then the episode after that, the next portion of dungeon. We'll see. Not exactly sure. Let me go ahead and grab. There it is, the Ring of Ascent. Grants the gift of levitation at the cost of XP. Hold shift to view more. Equip using the radial menu. Double tap space to activate. Okay. Let's play with it. I have 98 levels of XP. It's not going to take 98 levels of XP to oh, creaky chair. It's not going to take 98 levels of XP to enchant all my stuff. So let's go ahead and equip the ring. We can see it down there in the corner. And then okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm just flying. I am just flying. Yeah, so you basically you have to double tap to turn it on, and then you can hold space to go up, and then you double tap it again to go down. What's this look like in F5 mode? Oh, this is cool. I like this. Now, does it go down if the water is deeper? Because that was... Nope, you are just flying. You are just flying. Look at that. Okay, this is going to be my way to get around the sludge area. Yep. You do take fall damage when you... Oh, hi, hello. Mr. Crab, I'm trying to say something to the people here, Mr. Crab. Why are you attacking me? Let's see. It doesn't have any durability, which is good. Hi. Mr. Crab. Can you please stop attacking me and pinching my tootsies, Mr. Crab? It doesn't have any durability that I can see. It just uses XP. You can enchant it with Unbreaking and Mending, but why would you do so? I think the older version of the Ring of Ascent, in addition to using your XP, also had a durability bar. So you had to repair it every now and again, which is why you can enchant it with Unbreaking and Mending. But there's no real reason to do that now because it has no durability. There we go. Lurker skin. So yeah, now I can very competently and very quickly and easily fight the lurkers to get the lurker skin. I'm not gonna retire the rubber boots. I could probably retire the rubber boots, considering it's just gonna make it so I don't sink when I'm out in the sludge area. In fact, we'll go test that real quick. Let's see. I need to head south. Let us make sure before we say things, at least as much as we can. Let's eat a sap jello. Then eat a ball of sap. Yeah, let's go double check it real quick in the sludge area before I say, yeah, I don't need my sludge boots anymore. And then come out here. No, you are very much stuck in the mud. But yeah, so if nothing else, the Ring of Ascent will mean that I can just, run around on top of water. Which would be faster technically, just running on top of the water or putting on my swimming armor? It's probably going to be a 6 of one, half dozen of another kind of situation. In the idea of one's going to be quick because all I have to do is put the ring on and hop up, and then if I have like a speed potion, I'm going faster. But then I do know that you can swim pretty quick with the armor. It is dark. It has become dark. I would like for it to not be dark. So I'm a chug a cat's eye brew. Ah, much better. Still foggy, just not dark. I appreciate. go. All right. Here we are back at the sludge plains. Let's see how the ring does against all the slimy sludginess. Again, if it makes it so I can just kind of sail around and not have to worry about swapping to my rubber boots, that'll be awesome. If not, then obviously I will keep the rubber boots for a, not exactly a rainy day, but a sludgy day. So that, equip the ring. Okay, so note, can't activate it when I'm stuck in the mud. And yep, I'm flying. Cool. So basically, so long as I am not already stuck in the mud, I can just activate the ring and just fly over everything. Once again, as you can see, it only keeps you a certain number of blocks above the ground. So it's not like you're like continuously flying up or anything. How does it work when something like this? So yeah, so you can't go higher than here even though I'm holding space, but then you can walk to there and then you get up a little higher. Neat. Okay, cool. But yeah, so basically, once again, so long as you are not inside the so long as you're not stuck inside the mud, you can just use it to float around. And it's using my XP very slowly. You know, I started with a pretty close to level 99, and I'm just now hitting middle of level 98. So that is, yeah, that is very efficient XP usage for, ow. Yes, I know you hit me. Yeah, it's very efficient XP usage for the amount of hover time you get. Come on. Go. Alright, cool. So yeah, obviously enemies can still hit you while you're hovering, which is understandable. Yeah. I think I will probably just keep this with me in my little mobile base pack. That way if I need to like cruise around and do something, I can just do this. Got a giant weedwood tree here. Hi, frog. There are... let's see. Let's go ahead and take it off for right now, just so I don't accidentally activate it. There is, if possible, if there's not a pirate around here. You see these vines here? How they have some like fruits? Those I believe are white pear seeds. I want to see if I can get some of those. Ow, ow. Nettles, no, they sting, they hurt, ow. I want to see if I can get some of those. Let's grab some ladders. We shall ladder up. Because you can use the white pears to make a very good type of donut. That is even better. It's these jam donuts. The white pears plus just a regular reed donut is this jam donut. I found a ton of these jam donuts just in the pots of chance in the chests, so I've not actually made any. But if I keep climbing up... Oh, there's a pirate. I was worried about that. I don't want to make the pirate angry yet. Let's see. Just a bunch of hangers. Trying to see if there are any... Boop, boop. any vines that are close by that I can just break real quick to get the seeds. And in fact, here we go. So yeah, this is a seeded hanger. And there we go. White pear seeds. Perfect. You only need one. You can grow it. I'm pretty sure you can not bone meal it, the ground stuff. You can do that to grow it faster. And yeah, you get white pears. Let's see if we take a look. The white pears can be used for pearled pears. They get you 80 XP. You can make white pear jellos with the sludge jellos, and then you can make the jam donuts. And then you can also make pear cordial with sap spits, which I do not have access to sap spit yet. Oh, it is dark now. Oh, hi, hello. Yeah, I took too long. One moment. I know, you're gonna be very upset. I'm sorry. Let's run around here for a second. Excuse me. I need to eat. Let's regenerate health real quick. I did not realize that I was A, getting a little low on health, and B, that the night vision potion was almost gone. Thankfully enough, these guys don't actually set their tree on fire, because that would be kind of bad. Hi. And if you'll notice, even with using the bow, it still gives me the buffs from my gems. Oh, I killed it. Good. Nice. Ta-da! There is a rather difficult to get advancement that I'm going to have to... Hello. Chiramal, you are not part of this conversation. Thank you. There is a little bit of a... It's not a hard advancement to get. It's just, it takes a while, given the circumstances. Advancement that I need to get with the Pyrads. And that is basically, I need to come up across one of these giant weedwood trees, have the Pyrad that is near it be asleep, and then wake it up, not by aggroing it by standing near it, but aggro it by breaking some of the tree blocks, which is a little bit iffier to do than you would... Ow, needles. It's a little bit iffier to do than you might think. It takes a little bit of precision to do that, or at the very least it has in the past, in my experience. So that's gonna be one where I'm like, I'm gonna have to find a tree. It's gotta have a Pyrad that is not already angry, because it takes them a long time to chill once they're angry at you. It then has to go to sleep close enough to the tree where it is within range of when you break a block as part of the tree, that it'll then aggro it and wake it up. Yeah, so like all those things have to happen, and it can be a little, like I said, a little hard to set up. That'll definitely be for another time. Hi. Go. Go ahead and kill these lurkers here for their lurker hides. Yeah. If I was not wearing the Valenite armor, and especially with having the gemstones attached to it, I would not be attacking those things directly. I would still be... Hello. Oh. You're just the little guys. There's a little man. But yeah, I would not be attacking those guys directly. I would most definitely still be like pillaring up and shooting down on them several times with... Hello. Little shambler. Got him. I would definitely be attacking them from range. But I feel pretty confident now that so long as I'm careful There's a dude playing a song over here. There he is. Hi, guy. How are you? Yeah, I'm pretty confident that I can just attack them directly and take them out with very little trouble. All right. Thank you for the musical interlude. I appreciate you. Let's head back to base. And I think we're actually going to call this episode done. I shouldn't say there's not been a whole lot of progress, because obviously we, made some new tools. We've gotten them buffed up a bit. We've made a new to us elixir, so now I've got, even better defensive options. So yeah, not to say that there hasn't been a lot done, especially considering we did some traveling around and got some more materials. But, this has been like a little bit of a lighter episode, I guess you could say, in terms of full-on progress through. But that's okay. Next episode will definitely be part 1 of working on the sludgeon, going through the whole puzzle, moving the beams around to light up the crystal and everything. And then probably the episode after that will be for actually going inside the sludgeon itself to like do the entirety, or at the very least as much as we can, of the dungeon, getting all of the organics and things that we need from there. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And the night vision potion's about to run out. That's all right. But until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you have a good day and good game.